Hi, everyone. Welcome to Main Street today. We're going to meet somebody new who's doing some really neat things. She just moved to Nashville from Los Angeles. She's an actress, she's a singer-songwriter, and she was the opener on the Justin Bieber tour. And her name is Allie Gonino. We'll meet her a little bit later. And Mark Elliott has a brand new single coming out called Talk to Yourself Like a Good Mother Would. So, it's going to be a real fun show, and I'm so glad that you're here. Well, first of all, we're going to go to my friend, Health Insurance Harvey. Hi, Harvey.
Hey, Devin, how are you?
I'm fabulous, and I'm so glad to see you here. Healthcare Marketplace was going to be the place that everybody got cheap insurance. Okay, tell us why that's not the right thought.
Well, the Marketplace, it's a different law. It's called the Affordable Health Care Act, better known as Obamacare. It's not cheap insurance. It goes against your wages. It could be free. You could be charged back, but it goes against how much you make per year, and you have to estimate what you're going to make for the next year.
Okay, let's say that you estimate and you make more than what you estimated.
You're going to send in a check. I've got 4 clients that had to send in over $20,000 each, and it's a really high interest rate. I've heard different amounts on that, but I do have a client that had to sell the truck because they had to have the money to save. And
so let me make this clear. You underestimate what you're going to pay. You've got the affordable health care, and you make more than that. So the overage, you end up having to pay at like a 20% rate back. It's a bill from the IRS. That's scary.
It really is. And it's based on your income. You can have to pay it all back, or you might not have to pay any of it back. It totally depends on your income. There's advantages to the Health Insurance Act. It is full major medical. It covers, there is no such thing as pre-existing on that. The policy that I like to help people with, if it's adaptable to them. And let me say this, there is no health insurance that is perfect for everybody. There's no such thing as a perfect plan. But so get with an agent that will be honest with you and go line by line on the coverage. And if you need maternity, the Affordable Health Care Act may be the best thing out there, or your full major medicals is a better term for that, and you don't have to use the Affordable Health Insurance Act. Now, what some people don't know is that if you realize you're going to make more or you've made a mistake, you can come off of that at any time, but you can only go on it in an open enrollment event, or what we call open enrollment.
Okay, that's important. Okay,
Yes.
Open enrollment is a certain period of time. I think we're out of it now, but that's when you can get on the Affordable Health Care Act.
That's correct.
But if you got it and you go, I have made a horrible mistake,
Yeah,
you can come off at any time.
That's right. That's right. You're responsible for the full amount of your premium when you come off with a private company.
Well, here's the deal. I called Health Insurance Harvey. I got on the phone with him, and then he gave me an appointment time. We went on my computer, and he shared his screen with me, and he showed me a plan, and we went through it. What he says line by line, it means you go through, and I know what's covered on my plan.
Exactly.
And if you want to call Harvey and just have him, do you ever just compare plans? Like if someone has a plan, can you look at their plan and your plan side by side so they can see?
Every day. That's the way I want to do it. I want to put what your coverage is. And I've got a lot of them. I don't have all of them out there, but if you'll get your plan out, we can identify the copays and deductibles and things like that, what you have versus what I've got. And I'll give you the good, the bad, and ugly, and you make the decision then. But I will say this, and I'm not a smart aleck, but the first decision is mine. Okay. I've got to know that I'm putting you in a better place, saving you money. It's got to be a better situation for you, or I will not sign you. And with all kindness, I will tell you why.
Well, if you're watching this in the United States, chances are Health Insurance Harvey can help you.
People, I'm licensed in 40 states now. And I don't think of my job as sales. I think my job is about helping people. And if I help enough people, I'll make a good living, but I'll make a difference in some people's lives. And what I'd like to promote is not for everybody. Neither is the Affordable Health Care Act. And so I think I can help you to differentiate between what your real needs are. The main thing when you're talking to your agent or you're talking to me, be honest. If you're on a medication, tell that agent so that he can list it. And if he don't think it's important, it's probably important that you talk to somebody else that thinks it is important.
Oh, that's awesome advice. Health Insurance Harvey can be reached at harveydurham.com. Thank you. Have a great day, Harvey. We'll talk
Thanks,
to you
Debbie.
later
Good to
next week. Take
Sounds
care.
good. Look
Bye-bye.
forward to it. Thank you. Bye.
On to our next guest, my friend Diane Austin from the Blue-Eyed Daisy in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I think she's what I call, she's the queen of small business. You have done the pivot because this year was the year you decided, this past year was the year you decided to launch your dream business.
Correct.
The Blue-Eyed Daisy in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And I will tell you, I've turned so many people on to the wonderful styles in clothing because you specialize in clothing for all bodies.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I do appreciate that. You have sent me some great people. I appreciate it. And by the way, you look beautiful today. You always look beautiful, but especially beautiful today.
Thank you. Well, I used my new hair rollers. I said I had to get my hair big.
We do what we can, sister.
That's it. Diane is part of the group, the singing group, The Girls Next Door. And I love you guys and I love your harmonies. And you've done some live events that have been fabulous.
Thank you.
But let's talk about the Blue-Eyed Daisy and how you have taken retail this year and what you've done to pivot and work, because it's going to help a lot of small businesses who are listening.
I hope so. I call it the COVID pivot. It's a little dance routine. And it has literally been a dance. But, I'm a little different in that I didn't open my business until like September before COVID hit. So people started slowing down quite a bit with retail, I think, in February. And then by March we were closed, and so I started off great, and I had a wonderful business plan. I had classes that I was going to do jewelry making classes and art classes and have parties where people could book a night with their friends, have a glass of wine, shop, that kind of thing. And of course, all of that is gone now. And so I'm different in that a lot of the retail around here has been around a long time. Now, I don't know how they're going to do. They don't know how they're going to do. And so it is almost like a crapshoot, and because I'm so new and because I had invested a significant amount of money into it, I thought, I think the way this is going is, number one, more online. People are not going to want to gather in large groups anymore, and some not even in small groups. And
right,
I'm blessed because I have I live in over near the VA in Murfreesboro, but when I built my house a couple of years after my parents had gotten sick, and I put a 2-bedroom apartment addition onto my house. So it's got a sitting area, 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, and of course they're gone now. And the person that was renting has moved upstairs in our house, and it's available. And that's really where I started. I thought, why not go back there? And it's perfect. It's perfect.
You're not paying rent to yourself. So there you go.
No. It's absolutely perfect. And I can get back into making jewelry, which is what I love to do as well. And people can come to the store. They can still come and try things on. So don't, those of you who really, are disappointed that you can't come in the shop, because people love my little shop. It's really cute. It's really cute.
It is. It's adorable. It's on Walnut in Murfreesboro.
Yes, it's lovely. And so don't think
you can
that
still
you can't
go there.
Try on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm open till the 23rd of January here, and then I'll move back to the house the following week. I might
Well,
take a vacation in between. I don't know.
I encourage everybody to follow the Blue Eye Daisy on Facebook. Join their group because you have
Mhm.
wonderful online sales, and she can mail and ship to anywhere.
Yes.
And people ask me all the time, "Hey, Devin, where did you get that long duster jacket, Blue Eye Daisy? Devin, where did you get that long pair of pants that looks like a skirt, Blue Eye Daisy? Where did you get those cool earrings, Blue Eye Daisy?" And
Oh, thank you.
everything has been shipped to me.
Yeah. I try to do it quickly, and it's the way it is. And my return policy is, if you need to bring it back, bring it back. Send it back. Whatever. I mean, I hit the easy button when I can. So I want to
Hit the
keep people
easy
happy.
button.
Yes,
I
I want to
love
keep
it.
people happy too. So, but yeah, you'll get all of the information at the Blue Eyed Daisy group on Facebook. We have a regular Blue Eyed Daisy page, and then we have the group. Be sure and join the group. You'll get more information there for sure. So.
And you get to see a adorable Diane model all of her
I don't know. I've gained the
clothes.
COVID-15, I
And so
think.
your time today, I appreciate you so much, Diane.
Thank
Thank you for your time
you.
today.
I appreciate you, and I love you so much, and you bring a lot of happiness to a lot of people, and I thank you for that.
Thank you. Love you, my friend.
I
Take
love you,
care.
honey. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. The Blue Eye Daisy was our Main Street Award winner for the top clothing retailer in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Now you guys are going to meet somebody who's brand new to Nashville, and she is as cute as a button. Her name is Allie Gonino. Hi, Allie. Welcome to Nashville.
Thank you, Devin. It's so nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
I've barely immersed myself in Nashville. I've been holed up in my home. I just got here a couple weeks ago, so it's been cold and COVID-y and holidays. I can't wait to get into it.
You moved from where? Now give people a little thumbnail sketch about where you're from.
Yeah, I moved from Los Angeles, where I've lived for the last almost 15 years. But I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, so Southern girl at heart.
But you've had this amazing career already. You're just a baby, but you've been an actress and a singer and a songwriter, a filmmaker.
Yeah, the filmmaker title is new, but yeah, I started performing live in Texas in the Dallas area when I was maybe 7, and playing all the Dixie Chicks music, and I play violin, and I'm a songwriter. And then when I moved to Los Angeles, I started acting and did some movies and TV shows. And now I'm getting into writing. And I've been songwriting for a long time, but I'm getting ready to premiere my first short film that I wrote and produced. It's called Deserted. And it's kind of a music video, but it's also kind of a short film that accompanies it. It tells the story of Jose and Lupita. It's kind of a darker story, but I think it's important to raise awareness for domestic violence. The idea was kind of born of this trip that I went to Nepal a few years ago, and I got to immerse myself in their culture. I was there to help build a school or break ground on a school that I'd been raising money through an organization called Build On, which is an amazing organization. They build schools all around the world. And one of the things that really struck me was how welcoming and open the people who lived in the rural village that we went to were. They were just here we are, a bunch of strangers coming into these people's home, and the women especially were so kind and welcoming, and we stayed in their homes. And
wow.
At the end of the trip, I just learned that a lot of these women are constantly facing domestic abuse by their partners. And so it was so heartbreaking for me to hear. In that moment, I totally lost my I don't know if you can curse, but SHIT, lost it. And then I saw this little child who was looking up at me and wondering why I was crying. And so I got myself together. But it was just heartbreaking, and it made me come back to the States and realize how much of a problem this really is, even in our own environments, and we just don't even see it. And especially with COVID and in these times, especially where, people are spending more time at home, I just feel like it's a good time to release this film and bring awareness to domestic violence and that it's still going on. And we're partnering with an organization called Futures Without Violence, which they raise awareness and raise funds to support victims of domestic abuse.
Allie, I think the timing of this is perfect because whereas we know that during the age of COVID, suicides have gone up 200%, but domestic violence is now at an all-time high because at the moment when people could separate and leave and have some time apart, there is none.
Right.
And so domestic violence is as much an issue now as it's ever been. And that's a sad state of affairs. Where can they see this film and when are you going to launch it?
Yeah, thanks. So we're premiering it on January 27th. My co-director and I, Alexandra Chando, are going to host on StreamYard, actually. It'll be a live premiere. People can join in, ask questions, send us questions beforehand. What I will ask people to do is just go to my Instagram page. It's the easiest way. Go to my Instagram. It's @go_Nino, Nino, and click the link in my bio. The very first thing that pops up is a link to this event, and you can get your ticket. They're $12, and proceeds of this event go to Futures Without Violence. And send us your questions ahead of time. I'm going to be posting about it like all month long. So if people just tune into the post, they'll be able to get all the information about the event.
Now, Allie, I have to ask you about touring and opening for Justin Bieber.
Sure.
Because that's a big honking deal because there were a lot of folks who either were the parents of a young girl who was watching or viewing and bought tickets to go see that. And they go, oh my gosh, I know her. I know. Tell us about that and how that came about.
I was in a girl group 100 years ago called the Stunners back in 2010, and we opened for Justin Bieber for, I think it was 20 dates around the US. And it was crazy. Like, in those cases, most people don't know that opening acts have to actually pay to go on tour with these huge acts, which was crazy to me. I was like, we're paying to go on this, but that's okay. I was like, we're going on tour with Justin Bieber, whatever we got to do. And so it was really fun because, it felt like summer camp on the road with your best girlfriends, and then getting to be a part of this huge thing, playing in front of thousands of people every night, which in the beginning was super nerve-wracking. I can still remember like the feeling of stepping out on the stage our first night in Hartford, Connecticut. And I think it was a crowd of maybe 20,000 people, and just that rush, that energy, it was incredible to feel. But it was all, it's also taxing being on the road and doing dates back to back to back to back. And as a recording artist, I definitely want to get back on the road someday, but I think I want to do it in a way that's more sustainable and not as hectic and grueling.
Well, it was really baptism by fire, but I love what you bring. And the next time, this is our introductory visit because I want people to know about the health and wellness that you do. So that you got to promise that you'll come and visit with us again.
For sure. Thank you so much, Devin, for having me on.
All right. Well, we're going to put links to everything in the notes for this show for Allie Gonino. Welcome to Nashville. I'm hereby adopting you. You just know that. You now have a songwriter mama that is right there for you.
Yeah. And how much songwriting do you still do? Are you still
all the time
in it? Okay. Well, we should write something together.
Deal.
Okay.
It's a perfect deal. All right, honey. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. I just adore her. Isn't she precious? Well, speaking of precious, my dear friend, Mark Elliott, is joining us now from Cub Creek Sound, his studio.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. How are you?
This is like dawn for you.
I literally was going to tell you that the sun just rose above the trees here on Cub Creek.
You have a new single coming out, and it's bluesy and wonderful.
It's called Talk to Yourself Like a Good Mama Would. man, do we need some good advice from mamas right about now.
Mhm.
And so this song is, you're right, it's soul based. I have Melinda Doolittle singing background vocals on it, so
What?
added some powerhouse there. And it's a good feel good message. It's coming out on Friday, and it's based around the only advice I knew how to give was to listen to your good mama's words. You know,
What was the best advice your mama gave you?
well, she gave me and continues to give me advice. I'm lucky for that. But I think pick flowers, not fights, which is a shirt that I wear all the time, is probably pretty close to the top. It's worked pretty well for me.
Well, I want you to have time to sing, so go for it. Would you sing your new song?
I will. And thank you for having me on. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Even at the break of dawn. Done the best you can do with this day. Nobody could have done it better. Close your eyes and put it away. It ain't the best or the worst walk ever. I know you think that you're standing still, and the whole world's passing you by. Can't see it right now, but you will. It'll all work out if you try. Oh, to talk to yourself like a good mama would. Talk to yourself as a friend. Be kind and forgiving when no one else will. And happiness will find your heart again. Your heart again. I know you say that you're standing still, and the whole world's passing you by. All work out if you try. Talk to yourself like a good mama would. Talk to yourself as a friend. Be kind and forgiving when no one else will. And happiness will find your heart again. Well, happiness will find your heart again. Again and again. Well, talk to yourself, baby, like a good mama would. An owl flew right by my window right here at Cub Creek. And I don't know, even the owls are confused why we're up this early. But all of a sudden I was like, oh, an owl. And then the lyric went away. But that's the new song.
What is Friday going to be like for the song?
It's going to be fun. We are going to be it's going to be out on all the streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon Music. And it's going to be out, I should remember right now off the top of my head, on Digital Journal, I believe. And they're going to be covering part of Friday's release. We have a new video coming out on it after the release of the song, which is kind of fun. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's pretty exciting.
tell people how they can find everything about you.
Okay. Well, I'm at Mark Elliott Creative, 2 L's and 2 T's. That's my main website, and you can find all my lives and stories there. And I'm on all the socials. I'm pretty active on Instagram, which is I'm a Creative Soul, CRE8, not A. And that's not because I was being creative. It's because creative was taken. I'm a Creative Soul on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook at Mark Elliott Creative. So I've been around. This is my 30th year in Nashville, starting next month.
Wow.
So pretty easy to find me on the internet. I've been around for a little bit. So
what's the first of all, who did you write this song with?
Oh, I wrote this song with my good pal. Thank you for asking that. Melody Guy. She is a wonderful singer-songwriter. And we wrote this song probably about a year and a half ago. I've been one of the great blessings in my life. I've been involved in working with veterans with PTSD out on Amy Grant and Vince Gill's farm with Music Therapy of the Rockies. They'll bring vets out and they'll do music therapy. They give them guitars, and then they pair them with songwriters to help them write their stories. And I've been involved in it for several years, and I think I know that's where this song came from. We're talking about self-doubt and all the things that get in the way of feeling good about who you are. And I was just it's amazing to be part of that healing process out there. And I was trying to figure out a way to contribute through song, my own stuff, to the good of the world, and sat down with Melody Guy. And as you know, she is a firecracker and a bright light. And so we started talking about all the things you need to do when self-doubt's in the air. And I think we both landed on the idea of you got to talk to yourself like a good mama would anyway. That's a good place to start.
Absolutely. I was thinking about the things that my mother taught me, and my mom is a steel magnolia, so her words were as sweet.
Well, there's all versions of sweet. There's the very, very saccharine all the way to it's probably sweet. We just got to go with it.
Mom said, if you hit them hard enough that they don't get back up. Are you serious? Of course, my mother's this big. She's this little tiny. I said, she's like Sophia and I'm Dorothy from the Golden Girls. And I said, I can't do that.
Well, sweet in her own way.
Well, if people also need to know about you, you're an amazing producer, and you have this wonderful studio in this little mecca of nature right there, Cub Creek Sound. If they wanted to find out about doing a record with you.
Oh, yeah, I do a lot of records out here, and I'm tucked back in the woods. I'm tucked back in this beautiful hollow, which obviously got my attention during the middle of that song. But I have deer back there and bobcat and owls. And it's just a real peaceful place to record. So Mark Elliott Creative at gmail.com is a great place to find me. Cub Creek Sound, which is the name of the studio, is on Facebook. So a lot of ways to find me. And reach out, come out and do a guitar vocal, come out and do a record. But it's a peaceful little spot in this little hollow tucked back against this hill.
Thank you for your time today. I appreciate you so much, brother.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Dee.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's our show for today. This also becomes an audio podcast at Main Street Today. If you subscribe there, share these on your pages. And if you find the whole point of this is to spotlight what's going on in Middle Tennessee all over. And we've got some guests coming up on future shows. And I just aligned with one of my favorite people in the world, and he's a very well-known sheriff in one of the burgs, and he's going to be doing a crime report and telling us some of the things happening in the future. But if you'd like to be part of our show, always message me here or get in touch with me through any of your Main Street outlets. And if you'd like to be one of our sponsors, you can do that as well. Just want to acknowledge our birthdays today. On January the 12th, William Lee Golden of the Oak Ridge Boys celebrating a birthday. Joe Johnston, the artist. Irish Bernadette, my friend, my Irish singer. Sam Gay, singer-songwriter. Nicole Zeller, the publicist to the stars. Happy birthday. Mike Richardson, Lacey Chandler, Rick Stanley, and Joe Rasna. This is brought to you by Main Street Media with 12 newspapers around Middle Tennessee, including the Murfreesboro Post, the Hendersonville Standard, Main Street Nashville, and the Dixon Post, to name just a few of them. I'm Devin O'Day, and we are heard here every weekday on Facebook, YouTube, and of course our audio podcast at Main Street Today. Remember, be safe, be kind, and remember, most of all, you are loved. Bye.